Welcome on board, and today we've got many calls and shortlists coming out as well. This video I'm going to be talking to you about IIM Sambalpur shortlist. So everybody please log into your IIM Sambalpur portal and check whether you have been shortlisted or not. Drop in the comment section your CAT percentile and whether you are shortlisted or not. Let's try and figure out कितना कट ऑफ लोअर गया है फॉर द शॉर्टलिस्ट. The application forms had allowed 90 percentile plus. Let's now see at what scores have we been shortlisted for the interviews. What's next? You have your interviews. You have to choose your options, right? You were given two options जब आपने फॉर्म फिल किया था. आपके पास ऑप्शन थी to choose hybrid or you can choose online campus or the centers. They were mentioned. Delhi city was mentioned. इंटरव्यू की डेट्स क्या है, कहाँ आपको allocate हुआ है, will be available 23rd Feb onwards, which means we've got 10 more days in hand. They will release the interview details, so interviews उसके बाद ही होंगी. If we look at the process last year Sambalpur was a part of the cap round process. So 24,000 approximately, that is 23,376 जो cap की calls थी वही संबलपुर की थी. This time the calls are outside of cap round process, so we don't know how many calls have been out as yet, but cutoffs के basis पे let's figure out what was the shortlisting criteria. Everybody who had applied, right, there you have your minimum CAT percentile, like I mentioned, was 90, and that was for male candidates. For female candidates the minimum overall percentile was 85, right? So this much we know. First level of minimum CAT percentile. Then the shortlisting criteria जिसके basis पे आज आपको PI shortlist emails आई हैं is CAT score 40%, 10th standard 3%, 12th standard 3. ये आपका स्कोर बन रहा है आउट ऑफ 80 मार्क्स, राइट. 40 मार्क्स, 3 मार्क्स, ग्रेजुएशन का 4 मार्क्स, वर्क एक्सपीरियंस का 20 मार्क्स एंड जेंडर डाइवर्सिटी का 10 मार्क्स, विच इज़ अ वेरी बिग chunk and importance given to work experience out here. If we look at the past academics, उसका उनका कैसा है structure? Less than 75% in class 10th you get 0 in all of them. 75 to 80% in 10th and 12th you will get 0.75. In graduation you will get 1. 80 to 85% 10th and 12th you get 1.5 marks. Graduation में you get 2 marks. 85 to 90% in 10th and 12th you will get 2.25 marks. Graduation में you will get 3 marks. 90% and above you get the full 3 marks in 10th and 12th, and in graduation the full marks of 4. Students who are coming with a background of CA, ICWA, CS without a bachelor's degree, average marks obtained in the inter and final examination of these specialized certifications would be considered. ठीक है. Now work experience ka, where we've got 20 marks, this work experience is counted as of 31st January 2025. That's like last month, Jan tak. Less than 12 months, 0 marks. 12 months, 5 marks. 18 months, 10 marks. 24 months, 15 marks. 30 months, 20 marks. So our sweet spot is 30 months, that is 2.5 years. 36 months, 15 marks. 42 months, 10 marks. 48 months 5 marks, and greater than 48 months पे you get 0. So this is your entire marks awarded for your work experience details. Now very important, based on all of this you have got your PI shortlist. Next is going to be your personal interview 23rd Feb onwards. Now what is it that Sambalpur really looks for? What are who are the faculties who teach? What you should prepare for your personal interviews, because it can be offline or online. We will be discussing at length in the Alumni Connect session, which will happen on 15th of September, that is this Saturday, 11 p.m. So please make sure you go to profile.catking.in and register your details. Submit your call letters. For students who are not too sure कि मुझे करना है कि नहीं करना है, I would say give your best shot, convert करो, फिर decide करेंगे. But to see a quick idea about the current batch, so if you see the 2024 batch which has just passed out last year, 192 students, 65% males, 35% females. Out of the entire batch, 54% were freshers, hence more weightage to WorkX this year. Academic diversity wise, You had BTech and BE engineers 48%, BCom 19%. And the placement highlights, if we look at it, the highest was 23.50, average 14.21, median 13.15. If we look at the average of the top 10%, it was 20.76, average of the top 25% of the batch 18.71, top 50% ka 16.61. More or less 163 companies, different companies came in, 112 were new recruiters, and good brands have been coming. If we look at the placements from the domain perspective, maximum were in marketing. So 31% placed in marketing, 26% in general management, 17% in operations, 12% in IT analytics, 9% in consulting, 5% in finance. This is with respect to the placements. Now you know your shortlisting criteria, you know your batch profile and the placement highlights. Next step is to prepare for interviews. So please make sure you watch your building interview skills section. Each and every video, prepare your answers to the most expected interview questions, like tell me something about yourself, why MBA, and ensure don't skip any of the live lectures. Every day we are building our basic concepts for marketing, finance, current affairs, interview preparation, group discussion, SOPs, which will be helpful for not just IIM Sambalpur but each and every calls that you are receiving. And ensure we have a special section where you can take your interviews, mock interviews with seniors from IIMs, people who have been there, done that, cracked these calls themselves. So make sure you block your slots at the earliest. Spend your 30 minutes with the mentors, with your mock interviews, get constructive feedback, and ensure you convert your calls. Once again, to everybody, CAT percentile and shortlisted or not, comments mein likh ke jao. Let's figure out what is the cutoff at which students have got the calls. All the best. Take care.